I think the situation is improving. We had 1 million customers off the grid. 99.5% of them are back on power, but there are still a few thousand who don't have power supply. And as I've said, I think that's an unacceptable situation, but we're doing all we can, particularly the distribution network operators, to make sure that people are back on the grid. I think a number of reasons. I mean, one of the things is that, and as I've looked around, I've spent all morning in the area, there are very challenging conditions. So there's lots of ice, there's lots of sleet, there's lots of snow, and it's very difficult for engineers to get vital infrastructure up and ready when the weather conditions are bad. So that's one factor. The other factor I've seen is that some of the communications haven't been brilliant. It's very difficult for people in the centre or hubs like this to know what's going on in the ground, but I think that's improving as well. And I think locals, volunteers are doing a fantastic job. We've got the army out as well, and they're all pulling together very effectively. But there's still, as I say, a few hundred actually people who are still off power, and I think that's really unacceptable. We've got to try and make sure that people get back on the power supply as quickly as possible. I'd say I think we've really focused here. I've spoken to local resilience fora every day. I've spoken to the DNOs. I'm here at Northern Power Grid to fix things, so I don't accept that. The other thing I would say is that the physical infrastructure and layout and landscape is very different. So one of the principal reasons why we haven't got people back on the power supply is the weather conditions, and they're very challenging. People sparsely populated, very rural areas, and that represents a challenge. I think we can make the system a lot more resilient. I mean, I had an experience on the 9th of August 2019 when 1 million people in the southeast were commuting and they had a power outage. Now, immediately after that, we had a review. We looked at the situation. We held the transport train companies' feet to the fire, and we've got a more resilient system. That's exactly what I want to happen this time. We will have a review. We will see if the distributor companies have spent enough money on infrastructure. We may even have enforcement action if necessary, but we will do all we can to make it a much more resilient system. I don't know anything about the details of the party. I don't really know what party people are talking about. All I would say is that number 10 events are done under strict working guidance, and that would have been the case, certainly.
Thank you very much.
This is an intolerable situation, and I want to deal with this as quickly as possible.
We're hearing that could be Wednesday until the power's back on. I mean, that's a long time.
It's very long. I mean, and also local people have been fantastic to try and get to the bottom of it and actually try and get everyone back on power as quickly as possible.
Have you had a chance to speak? Yeah.
Was incredible getting stuff into it. Yeah, it's great.
You need to do that.